Welcome to Missing Persons on Psychic Network TV. I'm Gail St. John, and joining me tonight is co-host Brian Ladd and guest Susan. Susan, we're here to talk about the Chiron Horman case. I understand that you have information on that. I'd like you to be able to tell all our listeners out here the information that you have on this case.
Okay, Chiron went missing from Skyline Elementary in Portland, Oregon on June 4th, 2010. He is 7 years old. He wears very, very thick glasses. Without his glasses, he cannot see. He went missing from this school after a science fair. His stepmother, Terry Horman, took him to the school for the science fair. The teachers reported him missing or absent from the classroom at 10 o'clock. Terry said that she said goodbye to him at 8:45. His backpack and lunchbox was discovered at the school. Kane Horman, which is Chiron's father, went to the bus stop to get him off of the bus. No Chiron. They called the school. The school in turn called law enforcement. Law enforcement started doing a search of the school. No results. They've had several press conferences. They have brought in the FBI. There was no school security in the school whatsoever. No videos, nothing. They keep searching for him, no results. There was one sighting supposedly in California of Chiron, but it wasn't him. He's been missing for over 2 months. They recently discovered that Terry Horman has got disposable cell phones that friends of his or friends of hers bought for her. Now there is another female they think is involved. Her name is, I'll get it in a minute, Dee Spencer, not sure how to pronounce her last name. She is a landscaper. She was working at a home, left her job abruptly at 11 o'clock on June 4th, but cannot tell law enforcement where she went to. They did a search of Savi Island. They brought dive teams in. Still nothing. Well, come to find out, Terry was supposedly having a sexual affair with another man via texting, sending pictures of herself. A little bit later on, the police finds out that Terry Horman actually solicited somebody to kill Chiron Horman's father. He got a restraining order. Moved out of the house with their baby. He has recently filed for a divorce. He has recently moved back into his home. Terry has failed her polygraph. She's had 3.
Now, let me ask you a real quick question here, Susan. I guess I'm trying to figure out, okay, there was issues with the stepmother and the father. They split up. Who was Chiron living with at the time?
That he went missing?
Yes.
Both parents.
Okay, so they were together at that time?
Yes.
And they split up after that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just I was trying to figure that out. I wanted to make sure that everybody else understood that as well. Brian, you did dream drawings on this.
Yeah, I did. Susan, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know, I'd be interested in seeing what your dream drawings have produced on this.
Okay, Susan, you said that. Yeah, I thought in the beginning there was no school bus. I thought we had asked that. And now there is a school bus?
No, he was never on the bus.
Right, but he did take the bus.
No, he did not.
Okay, so what's the bus stop got to do with anything then?
He was supposed to come home on the bus.
Okay, so he did ride the bus? Normally?
No. Yes, normally he would ride the bus.
Okay. Okay, and the bus, the kid went missing in the morning. A kid just, if my kid's about the same age. If my kid was missing in the morning, there would definitely be somebody looking for him. I mean, how did they not know where he was the whole day?
Well, in his lunch, didn't you say his lunch and all that?
I thought this
showed
happened
up
in the morning. The
yeah,
science fair was in the morning.
She dropped him off supposedly with his lunch and what have you. How did the lunch items end up there?
I don't know about that, but I'm just wondering
he put his backpack and his lunchbox in his classroom before the science fair. The science fair was before school.
Right.
Okay.
But did no one see him after the science fair?
No.
So I'm just wondering, the school didn't notice he wasn't in class.
The teacher marked him absent at 10
okay,
o'clock.
I got it. So then they didn't even think he attended school that day.
And did that Terry attend the science fair?
Yes. Yes, she was seen at the science fair.
Okay.
But she had also told the teacher that Chiron had a doctor's appointment. So the teacher was assuming that he was with her going to the doctor.
Okay.
But there was no doctor's appointment.
No.
Okay. One other thing, you said that put a contract out on his life or something like that, right?
Right.
Okay, you get more than a restraining order for that. That's attempted murder. You go to jail for that. So that was not proven then, right? That's probably hearsay.
They contacted the other landscaper.
Mm-hmm. But this is not fact, though.
Wait a minute. And tried to set this guy up to get him to confess to this, but he would not fall for it. So don't know whether it's true or not.
Okay. So, okay, I've got it. Okay. All right, Gail. Yeah, I've done several dream drawings on this case, and they date back, from the middle of June. The case was opened on June 13th. The first dream drawing was on, the night of the 13th, which I've got listed as the 12th. It says, bring them back. Hotel rooms are not full. No clue. The second one says, pain and tears. She's no longer with him. 1,400 feet from house, and the letter EC. Noted at the top right-hand corner of the page is a little symbol that is usually associated with death. Next one says, stories do not make sense. Look at bus. That's why I was asking you about the bus, because I thought he didn't ride the bus. Okay? There's a drawing of a man there, and the man's got bald hair. It says blue-green eyes, white T-shirt. I had thought that this person may have worked at the school. Now, we didn't hear anything about a man involved until Susan told me earlier. Personally, I think this man has got something to do with his disappearance with the help. Well, it says, I believe Kyron was taken by this man with the help of a woman. I also think that Kyron is not very far from his house. That brings up the 1,420 feet thing. Anyways, that's what I got back on the 12th of June. I redid that, and he wasn't located. But we did do a lot of work as far as investigative work, and we tried to figure out what possibly could be there to help, as far as videos it goes. Now, Susan, you said that the school didn't have any cameras or anything, nor security. My son goes to a small school too, and that's not uncommon. They do have locks on the doors; you just can't get in. But we don't have, as far as I know, we don't have any cameras, nor do we have security. So I don't know if that's. You can. I think why this case got so popular is because the fact is it happened at school, but really it didn't. To me, this is a parent problem. I do think schools should have security though, but I'm not sure. I don't think we need. Well, that's a totally different story, but I don't think it should be a prison compound either. But we did do a lot of research on this, and we found out a lot of information. We did notice that the school themselves had a weather bug station. Now, if anybody's familiar with weather bug, it's a little thing you can put on your desktop, and it gives you really, accurate information as far as the weather goes. Right. And the cool thing is that the weather bugs have cameras on them, so you can look at the weather. They snap an image every few seconds, I believe, and if you can basically look at the weather, from a year ago. Through a time lapse. It's pretty quick. You don't see it every second, but I'm pretty sure those cameras record every 5. I forget what it was. We did look it up. Well, unfortunately, as far as I know, the weather bug station there did not have a camera. That's not unusual. Some of them don't have cameras, but a lot of them do. So we did check into that. There is a weather bug station at that school. We did put the information out, and we did call law enforcement to let them know if you say, hey, if there is a weather bug, you might want to get that data from WeatherBug. And we did take some photographs. Well, we got some photographs off Bing. Now, we used Bing's bird's eye view, which is very detailed information of the school. We looked at the school. We looked at the terrain around the school. And basically, I was looking for, off the dream, something 1,420 feet. Now, I started at the school, and I put all that information up there. There's about 14 or 15 different images up there. And then if you look at the school itself, you look behind the school, there's some terrain, and it goes down. It actually goes downwards into like what seems to be possibly an intermittent stream or something like that, to see maybe if he wandered off or something like that. From the dreams, I don't believe that, and from what I'm hearing about the case, I don't believe any of that. But if somebody were to commit a murder, they might want to stage it to look like something like that happened, or they would make it look like an abduction from the school. Either way, we still kept focusing on 1,420 feet, and there are a lot of images on the case file if you want to look at those. So I mentioned the weather bug station. That information is posted as well. And then I got the address from Susan. The address that I believe, as far as we know, he lived at was 18874 Southwest Christopher Drive in Beaverton, Oregon. I took that, and what I did is I used Google Earth this time, and I used the ruler, and I basically mapped out 1,420 feet from the center, and I made a circle, and outside that circle I made like a little buffer zone. In that location I put as a search area as well. All those areas, at least from the house, look like they're all residential places. Not that he wouldn't be there, but if he was deceased, I'm not exactly sure if he would be there. I really think the kid's probably, well, hopefully he's alive, but I believe he's probably out, 1,420 feet from maybe the school or another house we don't know about. I know that Suki did help us with that. They did post her information. Suki's a psychic that helps out in a lot of these cases. And did do another. You want me to stop right now, because I've got a lot more after this.
Yeah, I can go ahead with some of the information that I started getting because,
Okay, cool.
as you know, and most people know that I like to do mine live. I have not known any information other than what I just heard from Susan, and so working it live on the show is usually my best way, so it doesn't interfere with anything that I might hear on a TV or on internet. So I don't pay attention to the cases. Well, the first thing I saw was the death symbol. That really upset me. So we're starting with that. I have to go on to say I don't know what this is, but I saw a wood box. The wood box looks like slats, and I could see light through it from inside. So whatever this means or where he was placed, this is what I see. I saw a white house and red flowers. Now, I know the colors can be symbolic, but I feel like this place is very well landscaped, nice looking place, and somehow this house has something to do with him being missing. I also heard a name, and it may not be the name exact, but it sounded like Castleberry or Castleberry, and another name that has the word worth at the end, W-O-R-T-H, and then something like Kensington or Kingsington, something like that. How these fit in, I'm not sure yet as I continue to work on this. I know Susan said something, Susan, was it you said something about a truck?
Yes.
Because I keep seeing this white truck, but I also saw a smaller vehicle, mid-size. I'm not good with makes of cars, but it either looked like a Chevy or a Chrysler product, because some of them look kind of similar in the way they look at the side view. Appeared to be a dark-colored car. I feel like this had something to do with a male and also a female. And wherever they went, I feel like they participated in this, not from the beginning, but after things unfolded. You understand what I'm saying here? So I don't feel they maybe had as much to do with the actual death as they do the cover-up, especially the one person.
Okay. You think that he is deceased? Do you have any idea how that happened?
I didn't see like gunshot wounds. I didn't see stuff like that, but I just felt like I couldn't breathe. All I could do was see the light, and then it was gone. That's the best way I can describe it. They kept showing to me the picture as if I was inside something, looking out. Instead of, looking at it, I was looking from the inside out, and all I could see was these slats of light, sunlight. It was bright sunlight. So I don't know what the day was like when he went missing, but I could see bright sunlight.
Okay.
And that's odd because I don't usually get it that way. Usually I see where it is and not like I'm seeing from the inside out, which was kind of an odd view for me.
Okay.
But it did just really disturb me to see that the child's dead. And this is one of those cases where, I wish I could say it's more indecisive, and I'm not seeing whether they are or not. And in this case, I'm really seeing that they are, and it's very upsetting.
Okay, you want me to continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, on the 25th of last month, I did a redo on this one. This was specifically for the location. What I got, again, the death symbol on the top, and this doesn't necessarily mean that Kyron is deceased, but for my dreams, if this is what I'm getting, I believe that he is. The next one says, He was at the hotel. She called him 27 hours after. Hole was dug on Friday. Now, that really bothered me because
Oh, yeah.
to me, that's somebody premeditated this. And, I know that they say there's two females involved, and I swear that there's a gentleman involved that did this. And I don't know why or how. And it's really hard to kill a kid. So either you got to be mentally unstable, or like I told Susan earlier, that usually this is something to do with the relationships. People just take them too seriously and think too much about themselves than other people. Like I said, I don't know on this one, but I definitely think there's a man involved. He's bald, I believe, and he possibly could work at the school. So I don't know. The next one says, the note on the bottom of the one says, this is the he. The he refers to the man in the first dream drawing, I believe. And that's what I have. That's the first one that was done. The next one says Sandra, S-A-N-D-R-A. It says wood, looks like construction material. Now,
Because that was the slats, Brian. I mean, because I'm serious.
Well,
I was seeing
what I was
slats.
thinking is that Sandra was a person, but then looking again at the map, there is a road, Sandra Lane. I'll tell you that in a second. But looking at the drawing in here, to me, it looks like some maybe 2x4s. I mean, in possibly some rebar or something, little circles. I don't know what that is. But no, it says it looks like construction material. Next one says new church. Funding was not approved from ILS system. Now, me reading that, it was like, okay, so they're going to build a church here, but for some reason the funding didn't get approved, and the church wasn't built. Looking on a map, I did find a Sandra Lane, a southwest Sandra Lane, and next to that is possibly a construction area, and I don't have any idea if the church was going to be there or not, nor do I know the date of the photograph. So there might already be something there. But either way, I posted it as far as another possible search location in addition to the other two, mainly 1,420 feet from the school, 1,420 feet from that house, and any other house that may be involved that we don't even know about. Then I got some information, I believe, about that. There's a Skype chat that's put up there. All that's posted as well. Again, this is case number 866. If anybody wants to know what I'm talking about. There's another dream that was posted on the 22nd of July. It says 503 number area, which I believe is the area code. It says Treeley Milton, Treymulton, at 1523 Milk. It says Way, Washington County, was there, KY. That might have something to do with this case or not. Either way, it's still posted. And there's I don't know what that is. There's a sketch on the top right-hand corner of that dream drawing. At that point, I didn't do anything until the 8th of this month. And what got me, it says, I believe it says August here, 1,420 feet from house. Look again, and it says Walmart, VML165. Now, the important thing this one is that it says 1,420 feet from house. That comes up again. This is 3 months later, the same thing. I'm not sure what the Walmart means. That number might be the Walmart store number, or it might be a license plate or something like that. The next one after that says August 11th, 2010, 6:14 p.m. Now, as I discussed with Susan, they're 3 hours behind us, so that time is coming up here in about 30 minutes. So if something happens in 30 minutes, then we might know more. But that's really all I have on this. Yeah, I'm reading as well while I'm doing this.
Yeah, what's upsetting me is because I saw that wood too, and that bothered me, and I can't seem to shake that out of my head that I'm seeing from the inside out, and it just really bothers me. But I feel like I went into the ground and then I couldn't see anymore.
Okay, so then you do think he was buried?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the light was gone. I mean, that was just the strangest view I've ever had in all my years of cases. That was the strangest view I've had, as if I was in there and it was happening to me.
Okay, so, Susan, did they brought cadaver dogs to the area?
They've brought dogs in several times.
Okay. Gail, would there be some reason why a cadaver dog couldn't get a scent? Would they know something that, I mean, if this was planned, they probably planned all this.
Yeah, because if you can ramp a body up heavily into, let's say, plastic, wrap it heavily with duct tape, different things. We've even heard of people taking like fiberglass boat repair and making almost like a mummy coffin for somebody. That, you know, if enough doesn't seep into the ground itself, even though they're buried, cadaver dogs can pick it up. But enough of the decomposition needs to soak into the ground in order for this to happen, because then with the ground waters and things, it goes into there, and then you'll have cadaver scent that will surface. Cadaver scent travels long distances, so I would think if the dogs have gotten within any of that area, close to that area, they would have picked up on fresh cadaver, unless they did put them in something that's going to be very difficult to detect.
Okay, what about the environment? Now, Oregon, I believe that area in Oregon, it doesn't really snow too much. I mean, I believe it's pretty moderate temperatures all year round, isn't it?
I think so, pretty much. I mean, I never really been there, but I'm assuming that that's the case.
Okay. First of all, I don't understand how you can kill a kid, an innocent kid. I mean, and how you can get away with it. You're not going to get away with it, whoever did this, if it is so a murder. I mean, you know, hopefully he was taken somewhere. But I mean, you can't get away with it. But it seems to me, if they haven't arrested anybody so far, this has been really well planned.
Right.
And then
and I heard the names of Arlington. And I don't know if there's an Arlington, Oregon,
okay,
but
I'm
I feel like
I'm writing what you're saying. I am writing down, and we'll
okay. And not that I necessarily feel that they're in Arlington, but it's like saying if you go halfway between somewhere right in there, you're going to
Arlington, Texas?
have a location. Arlington, Oregon.
Okay.
I have no clue.
Okay. Susan, what I was thinking though, if this was really well planned, and they made it happen at a school at a time where the school was kind of vulnerable, and they knew that, okay? If you're going to do that, you're going to, putting myself in their minds, I guess, you're going to fake the child was probably abducted by a pedophile. That's probably what they wanted. So if you follow those lines, maybe that might help in some way. I mean, I believe whatever happened was probably staged to look like an abduction. I mean, some pedophile from the school, and they knew that this would get attention. Though, I mean, you cannot not know that. I mean, if this was planned, you knew that this was going to get attention. So I'm just trying to figure out what was in their mind, and what they would have done if they did actually murder this kid. It would probably be, you know, frame somebody that might work at the school, that might have some type of past, that isn't involved, and then probably bury the child pretty close to the school. Any thoughts, Susan?
I think she dropped off of it.
Wasn't he? Okay. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Adding her back.
You know, I mean, logically wise, Brian, that makes sense.
No, I'm trying to think of everything.
Are we close to a border there?
I don't know.
Because I feel like there was a border that was crossed. I saw 205, which I don't know if that's a time or a road. I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Okay, Gail,
yes.
there is a Arlington, Oregon.
Okay. At 205. I feel like a lot of things took place, and this gets complicated. I feel like a lot of things took place before this, so to speak, burial had to come about. There was a changing of where they went, and this may be where it comes into the border. This gets a little confusing and sketchy to me, as I feel like I went over a border and wanted to be away from where I was. You know, and all right, I saw 205, but I also saw, this has to be a road like Highway 30. I live by a road called, it's Highway 30 for the state, but I keep seeing this over and over again, so I have to put it out there. I don't know where this is or how this comes into play or anything. But I feel that was important because it was a road that was taken. Do we know the name, or do you know the area where the house was, Brian?
All I have is information
or
on
the
case
school?
file. Yeah, I do. You want the address of the house again, or what?
What street is the school on?
I believe it's Skyview. Skyview. Hold on.
No, it's Skyline.
Skyline Boulevard. 11536 Northwest Skyline Boulevard. It's kind of out. It's kind of out in the middle. It's, eerily enough, it looks like my kid's school, and that's what kind of bothers me. But
okay.
I mean, it's out there kind of by itself. Behind it is a ravine.
You say, and there's like, and they've had cadaver dogs all out there.
Yeah, well, we know how that works. It's so easy to miss something, though. And if this was planned the way I think it was planned, I mean, Susan, what I was going to ask you, and I was talking to you, and I didn't know you were there. I wanted your opinion on something. If this was planned in advance, okay, well in advance, they thought about a lot of things. They had to have known that a kid going missing from a school is going to draw a lot of attention. Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
So that said, and they know the problems with schools and pedophiles and stuff like that. And if they wanted a scapegoat, then what possibly they would have done is that made it look like some pedophile from the school or somebody that took the kid, and then bury the kid within close proximity to the school, possibly 1,420 feet away.
Well, do any of you happen to have Google Earth?
Yeah, of course I have Google Earth.
On your, I'm saying Arlington, and I'm sitting here.
I'm not going to open it.
But I keep hearing suburb. Is there like an Arlington? I mean, you say there's Arlington, Oregon, but is there like Arlington? Well, like we named some of ours, Arlingtonburg suburbs, Arlington Heights, Arlington, it's got a feel of suburb to it that seems to be important.
Okay.
And how this is all fitting in, I really, really don't understand it all. But if someone out there is from the area and this, rings a bell, let us know. Email us, let us know, because this is very important. But that word was bothering me, so I keep going over it. I feel like it's important. I also feel that there's a reason why I asked you about the school, Brian, is I see like I crossed an area where there was water, and I went to and it's a lot of residential. I feel like I saw a golf course as I drove there, as well as seeing, it might have been a zoo, something like that. I caught the smell of animals that reminded me of a wild or exotic.
Okay. Kyron's father used to take Kyron to the zoo there in Portland.
Okay. Well, I guess if I was to fly there, Brian, of course I'd do a blind drive from the school, but I'm guessing it would take me somewhere not too far from a zoo. And I can't tell you exactly why yet, or how I'm fitting all these pieces in. I don't know, because I'm getting just glimpses of things.
Okay.
But I feel like this is extremely important that these things be checked out. I sure hope we have some listeners from the area who can help piece together some of these things.
Okay, one important factor in the last couple of days, they have said that there's actually another person that was seen in her white truck the day he went missing. 2, they're saying a male is involved. And 3, her son, Kane's stepson, was kicked out of the home just before Kyron went missing. And the stepson is 17.
So do we have exact areas where they've searched, Susan? I mean, did they, is there a map or anywhere where they say they've searched?
Yeah, it's pretty much around the school area.
Okay.
But they did a news conference today, and the way that the law enforcement put it, because Terry Horman actually went to Fred Meyer's, I guess it's, I don't know, some store. She went to 2 of those and one other place. Hang on just a second.
Susan, I got to interrupt you. I just decided to hit Google Maps here because this is really bothering me. Okay, I'm seeing where Portland is. Okay. What address do we have on the school? You said it was what street?
Skyline Boulevard.
All one word?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting this in there. Oh, okay. This is really upsetting me. I'm looking at where the school is right now, which takes me by this park where I saw the trees. It's coming down by a park called not Kensington, and I kept saying it was Kingslington. It's called Kingsley Park. On the other side is a huge park. Linton Park goes on to say Forest Park, Linton. You continue down this, and here's the road 30 following this. I'm on the map right now looking. It's bothered me so much. 30, and I keep following 30 down, which says it's Northwest St. Helens Road. And you can follow this around, and it takes you to a place called Arlington Heights.
You send me the screenshot of that?
Right now I'm just in shock, Brian. I'm just in shock. This is really upsetting. Yeah, I can send you that, Brian. It just to think of this is just awful. I'm going to send you the actual. I don't know. Does this link if I send the actual link so you can make the map open up further?
Yeah, it should work.
Okay. That might be, Brian, within your 1,400 feet. Or somewhere about in that range.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not sure on the mileage here when I'm looking at this school. And you can come down either side. I don't see the name of the other road. Oh, it's right on Skyline. Skyline takes you... I'm trying to follow it. Skyline, if you keep following it, takes you down and turns into a road called West Burnside Road, which takes you directly into Arlington Heights.
It's loading now.
Now, mind you, all this whole wooded area is connected to each other, from the school on down to Arlington Heights.
Okay, Gail, I got all it says is Portland, Oregon. I guess maybe I had to click on something here. Hold on, I think it's loading. No, you might have to send me a screenshot.
Right, I can't get all of it in. It won't show names, but I can show the screenshot of it.
Hold on a second. It's still loading. Yeah, send me a screenshot if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, and I'm going to put directions from here to here, and I've got it mapped, and I'm going to send it this way.
You said that's within 1,420 feet. That's not,
I don't think it's 1,420 feet.
Okay, because that's not very much.
But that may be where something happened. But you'll have to look at. Let me see if I can get this to screenshot like this. Don't bear with me. I'm not real good with this screenshot kind of thing, but I'm working with it. I'm just really, I'll be honest with you, Brian, I'm just really shook up about seeing all this. I'm not saying, that I don't want to be right, but you know what? I don't want to be right, I guess. When it comes to a child like this, that just
Right.
upsets me. Okay, a screenshot of that is going to be on its way here.
Okay.
To
Susan,
you.
Back to the question I asked you, though. What do you think about that? Susan?
Yeah, even his immediate family, meaning father and bio mother, think it was well planned out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it got complicated.
So did they? Perhaps was it for financial gain? Like, let's sue the school district.
No, I don't think.
I can tell you that, Brian, because I just feel anger in this. I just feel this is about getting even, if that makes any sense. And Susan, you know more about the case.
Are you talking about then possibly a relationship then?
Yeah, getting even. I mean, Susan, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, getting even at the bio father.
That just sounds horrific to me, but I keep feeling that, getting even.
But most of the cases, they take the kid somewhere. They use the kid as a pawn. They don't kill the kid.
Well, because, one, this female did not like him.
Well.
And I'm not saying this, but you know how women or females can be in so many cases.
Someone did do this, I don't know my opinion on the death penalty, but a public execution would be in order.
You know what? I'm going to step out there, and I don't give my opinion too often, and you know that,
sorry.
Brian, on these things.
Seven-year-old, it could have done nothing to deserve any of this.
Well, no, except for the fact that he was mixed up in this relationship issue, which caused this.
His birthday's in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
And this is what happens. I just feel like there was a lot of despise. He was a child who asked a lot of questions, could be annoying, but aren't all children at times? Can annoy you some when you're busy.
But you don't premeditate to kill them.
But women whose children is not their children, I've seen this happen so many times.
And what's funny is Terry was actually having an affair with Kane before he got a divorce from his first wife.
I saw a news article where they're comparing this case to the Gabriel Johnson case. Any thoughts on that?
I got to go with you, and you know how I feel about the Johnson case, which we're going to end up having to do another show on this because people have been emailing me. But you know how I feel about the circus, and I compared the Gabriel Johnson case many times to the Kaylee Anthony case.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I don't think the Gabriel Johnson case has anything to do with any one of these cases.
Well, you know, I still say there's a person sitting in jail on that case that knows a heck of a lot more than what they're ever going to say.
Well, there's only one person in jail in the Gabriel case.
Well, that's the point. It's just like the Kaylee Anthony case. So, which, and I'll say it right now while we're live on here talking about it, I just got called by the state defense, and I may end up in Florida having to testify whether I like it or not.
Gail, did I tell you that was going to happen?
Yes, you did, Susan. Yes, you did. You told me it. I kept saying no, Susan, and I got the call yesterday. And it's not something that I want to be involved in. I'm not going to end up having a choice.
Okay, are you sending me that?
Yes, that was already sent to you, Brian.
Okay, via email?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why. Okay, I'll get that.
I don't know that I could send it. I might be able to send it through Skype.
I'll post all that on the case file. We have one other thing to discuss tonight. Are we going to do that now, or we got anything else to add on this one?
I don't have anything to add on this one right now at this time.
Okay. I have a case that's open now. It wasn't a case. It was actually a couple nights of dream drawings that seem to relate to what's going on right now in Virginia and possibly Michigan. This was brought to my attention by Jim. I'd opened a case file on it. These dreams date back a few weeks ago. And then there's another one that's even more recent. There is a serial killer believed to be out there on the loose that's, well, a racist. He's apparently racist. He's only attacked, I believe, African-American males. As far as I know. Susan, I know you haven't been following these. Have you looked up anything on this one? Susan? Did we lose Susan again?
No, I think she's still there.
Oh. Okay, well. Oh, we dropped her.
No, we dropped her.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Okay. Anyways, what I wanted to do, Gail, is I wanted to get your input on this. And then I can go over the dream drawings. Anyways, on my site is case number 868, and I would just basically label it the Michigan, Virginia serial killers. I've actually coined a name for them as well. But before I read this, are you picking up on anything? Apparently, there's a serial killer that hasn't been caught yet. Now, there is a somebody has a sketch of the killer. They have a sketch, and I'm not sure how accurate that is, but there is a serial killer on the loose, and he's basically targeting African-American males, black males, and that's really all we know about it. I read another article saying that it might even be as far as Ohio now, too. Anything.
Right, and you were talking to me, Brian, the other night, and you mentioned it. Right away, what did I say to you? Do you remember what I said to you?
No.
What does this have to do with Cleveland?
Oh, okay.
So that's probably a scary thought at this point.
Yeah.
Because that's probably what we're going to be hearing next is as the wave hits Cleveland.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't followed the case. I only know that what you mentioned.
Right. What I wanted to do is I want to see if you could pick up anything on that, and I was going to take some notes.
Okay. The one thing I saw, like I said, Cleveland somehow being involved in this. Marshalltown something.
Marshall.
Marshalltown or something to do with Marshall. This may be Michigan.
Okay.
Now, has he been in Michigan? I mean, fill me in a little. What do you know? What do you know?
People listening to this probably know more than I do. I don't know. There's a serial killer. I think he's believed to have killed 8 people, and I think that they may be linked to murders in Ohio. I mean, I'll look it up here shortly. I just wanted to know if you could get on it.
Well, the biggest thing I see is Cleveland, and I don't know how it fits in yet. But I also feel like there's a part of Pennsylvania that'll end up being involved in this, and everybody's, I'm sure, talking about the capture of this person. But I do believe it's going to be some time as we follow the trail before they're caught. And I don't know what this means. I don't know if it's 8 months, 8 years, but I saw an 8 concerning this.
Okay.
When I stepped in to ask about, a time frame, and I keep seeing an 8 with it. So we may have some time before this person's caught. I also feel like there's another person involved. You're saying serial killer, but we could have serial killers.
Okay, like a copycat, or does this person know that person?
They know that person.
Okay.
And it may be more of a teamwork thing.
Okay.
And how that works, I have no idea whether one goes out one night and one goes out another, or they roll the dice. I couldn't tell you, but I feel like there's connection there and they work together.
Okay. Anything else?
Gosh, all of a sudden I saw Strongville, and I
what,
think
Strong?
Strongville.
Okay.
So if anyone, I think there might be a Strongville in Ohio. I'm not really quite sure, even though I live here. I'm not really quite sure.
Okay.
But that's definitely be looked into as well.
Susan, before you got dropped, I was asking if you know anything about the serial killer that's in Virginia. Asked if you looked up anything.
She may not be back with us yet. I don't think she is.
Okay. Well. Okay. Anything else, Gail?
For now, that's all I see. I will definitely
please.
wanting to do another show on this because there seems to be a lot going on with this case.
Okay, real quick, and I did do this earlier. I'm just going to go over these dream drawings real quick. Now, these were not open. These were not a case until yesterday. Jim had noticed there were some dream drawings that I have of my nightly dreams that may be related to this case. I did look up this information, and what is that noise? I did look up. What is that noise?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we have visitors from beyond.
I did look up the information on the dream drawings, and I do believe it is definitely related to this case. I'm going to go over this real fast. There's a sketch out there. I don't think the sketch matches what I have on the dream drawings. I could be wrong. They could be wrong. I don't know, but I'm not going by the sketch. What it says is the first one, and this is from the 8th of this month. It says Pack in Virginia, Potomac River, 48519, knife scar, green, white pride worldwide, white, it says green, white pride worldwide, iron cross tattoo, handicap plates. I made a note, I do live right next to the Potomac River. Gail, you've seen that.
Right.
When I said Potomac River, it might not be coming from the global consciousness, wherever you want to call it. That might be something because I live next to Potomac River. I made a note of that. Or it could mean something. I don't know, but I always do mention that because if it's not coming, a lot of times dreams do come from what I'm thinking about. I wasn't thinking about the Potomac River, but you never know. So I made a note of that. This guy might be driving a vehicle with a handicapped license plate. The cross, well, I'll go to this in a second, but we did figure out something else here, and I'm going to tell you in a second. A dream drawing from the 9th says, 48519, police are withholding what he said. It's in his message, Lake Park, and then the number 716-1132. I made a notice. I did open up a case on this. I named it case number 868. I also made a link in the forum, and I posted the image that they have of the gentleman that they believe is the serial killer. He looks like a white male, probably in his 30s, muscular built. This is the sketch coming from the sketch artist, and I'm looking. He's got a cap on, so I have no idea what kind of hair he's got. The dream on the 2nd, 8/2/2010. This is the same number. It says 48519. Stormfront website. User Flint for Freedom from Lansing, WF. Let's say WF. I think it's MI. Either way, it says 14 days left. That was dated on the 8th, so the 16th might be something I don't know. But Stormfront is a website for racists. It's a hate site. It's a hate website. And if that's true, he may be posting on that. And he might be using a screen name, Flint for Freedom. I'm not sure, but that's what I have. I definitely think these dreams are related. Again, I posted the dream from 8/2 just recently, but I have been working that with Jim. Jim did catch this, and thank you, Jim. So far I have 3 dream drawings. 2 of them, well, 3 of them all have the same number. And I have a drawing of the guy. He might have a knife scar, and I believe that might be on his back. The symbol, actually, that I have drawn does match the symbol if you go to the website. I don't suggest you go there, but if you do go there, it's stormfront.org. And again, license plate may have a handicap sign. I didn't get a license plate number. But he might have some type of wet backpack or something in Virginia, and he may be right now camped off the Potomac River. So I guess I could go right down the street and start looking for him. That's all I have on this one. Susan, are you with us again? Gail, are you there?
I'm here. I'm definitely here. I think we lost Susan.
Okay.
Yeah, she said it was dropped again.
I can't do smiley faces right now. No, okay. That's all I have, Gail.
Yeah, I don't have anything else on the case. I'm definitely going to want to be doing another show about
that.
Yeah, I feel like that's very important that we work on this. I keep going over what you said about Flint for Freedom. I definitely need to do some meditation work on this because that is really bringing something up for me. So I'm going to do some. We're going to end up doing another show on this. If you're okay with that, Brian.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Just see if you can get anything else on that, and I'll try to do a redo if not tonight, tomorrow night. But it said 14 days, so if going on that, today's the 11th.
Right.
3 or 4 more days, I guess, from that date. And hopefully with Chiron case, well, hopefully not. I mean, I hope they don't find a body, but something may be happening here within the next few minutes. I don't know.
Well, I certainly do hope so, and I pray that what we've said about the death symbol is incorrect.
Yeah.
But I can only go from there and hope that something breaks in this case for the police.
Well, hopefully we're not right on this, because usually when we do this, we're usually correct about that, unfortunately.
I know, and that's upsetting.
In case that we haven't, but hopefully this will be the exception.
I hope so. And you know, we're going to do more on this serial killer case. I want everyone out here to know that. We'll be doing more shows. We're getting back started again. For everyone who has emailed myself or Brian asking about when are we getting started, we're getting started again, as you can see. We both needed some time off and to get some things done. And I appreciate everyone out here listening, and I hope everyone comes to join us on psychicnetwork.tv, where we're going to be out here doing personal and private readings, emails, all that kind of stuff, as well as posting all of our missing persons cases out here. And we have a large team now of people that's going to be working on cases on a regular basis with us out here. So, you know, keep a listen to us. And listen especially to the missing persons cases, and if you have information, email us and let us know. Anything I forgot, Brian?
No. I think the big thing to take note of is these psychics you have working for Psychic Network TV have agreed to do missing person cases, and that's really what we want them for. I hate to say that, but
Right. Well, and they're all experienced, and they have worked with police before, and all have done missing person cases. So this is not like some people that just came off the street. These are all experienced psychic and psychic mediums that will be working these cases. So I'm hoping that this is going to help to bring even more cases, to a close, and we'll be able to help police and families even more.
Okay, Susan, are you there now?
Yes, sir.
Hey, sorry about that. It's my DSL. Thank you for being with us. Now, Susan, you're gonna join us on these shows, right?
Yeah.
Or are you? Okay, cool.
Thank you, Susan. I really appreciate it. You're always so good with information and keeping our forums up on my site, which is psychicgail.com. And I want to mention also that we're going to be having a chat out here, so when we're doing cases, people will be able to be on chat, and we'll be on chat as well. So if they want to chat with us or chat with each other and discuss what's going on in these cases, they're more than welcome.
All right, now this show right now, because of time's sake, and I'm actually kind of lazy. I'm just recorded this. We're not actually broadcasting live, as you probably know. But what I will do is I'm going to put images, graphics, and videos and stuff up for this show. But we will be doing a live show, and you can actually see Gail, myself, and whoever else wants to join on the show, live on PsychicNetwork.tv, as well as when Gail goes out on these cases. You guys know, or if you don't know, Gail actually goes out on location for a lot of these cases. You'll be able to see her, talk to her, and in whatever with her. Right, Gail?
Absolutely. I'll be out there, and we're also going to video when we go out. We'll do as much video as we can so we can keep everyone up to speed on the search and what we're doing. Blind Drive, that'll be a big one out here. I know a lot of people look for my Blind Drive.
Okay, it is on the website now, and tell them about that. Tell them about the videos and stuff, if you want.
The videos, you mean the ones that are on our site right now?
Yeah.
On Psychic Network TV, we do have, I believe we have
you have
we have Blind Drive out there, don't we?
Yeah, your Blind Drive video for Kaylee Ann.
Kaylee.
And
okay.
You have your recent radio interview you did with the chief.
Right, I did with the chief radio. So there's a lot of things. I think we're going to be uploading more things so people can listen. But I think most importantly, it's going to help people keep up to speed on the new cases and the new things that are coming in. And as I start to go back on these cases and work them, physically go out and work them, do my best to keep them up to speed, which is going to mean that Brian is going to be taking over the show while I'm out, and he'll have to get a hold of me while I'm out on location, and we'll give you updates throughout on his Twitter, my Twitter, the Psychic Network TV Twitter. We're going to keep everyone informed on what's going on, where we're at, and what searches I'm on.
Okay. That's all I got, yeah.
Well, I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Brian. And everyone, have a wonderful night.